This is breaking news.
And we start tonight with that breaking news on that mass shooting in a Colorado supermarket. The police officer among the 10 people killed was a graduate of Ball State University.
That officer's name, Eric Talley. We've been following this story for you since we sent the alert on our Wish TV app this morning. And tonight, the Boulder police chief calls Talley's death heartbreaking, saying he sacrificed himself for others.
I can tell you that he's a very kind man. And he didn't have to go into policing. He had a profession before this, but he felt a higher calling. And he loved this community. And he's everything that policing deserves and needs. He cared about this community. He cared about Boulder Police Department. He cared about his family. And he was willing to die to protect others. It's tragic. This officer had 7 children, ages 5 to 18. I just had that officer's whole family in my office 2 weeks ago to give him an award. And so it is personal.
That award went to one of Talley's sons, taking after his father by saving the life of his younger brother using CPR.
Officer Talley had taught his family the life-saving maneuver, another example of his willingness to try and protect others. Now, we've learned that Officer Talley earned a bachelor's and a master's degree from Ball State University.
He worked in IT before changing careers 11 years ago after the tragic death of a friend in a DUI. News 8's Camila Fernandez is live in Muncie with more details. Camila.
The news of Officer Eric Talley's death is devastating for the Ball State University community, like for many others. Talley actually studied at Ball State University. He graduated more than 15 years ago here. And I spoke to one professor today who tells me that Talley was actually one of his top students.
You don't have that many personal heroes in life, but Eric will always be one of our principal heroes.
Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who died in that mass shooting at a grocery store in Colorado on Monday, was a student at Ball State University.
He gave back with his life to his community.
Talley graduated with a bachelor's degree in computer science and a master's degree in information communication sciences. He also worked in information technology before deciding to change careers and become a police officer. He was also a husband and a father of 7 children.
His children are all homeschooled. His wife stayed home, so we have his wife who's was not in the work environment, but in the teaching environment, and these poor children. So we're concerned with whatever anybody can do for the family.
Dr. Frank Groom tells me Talley was one of his top students.
We will remember Eric as one of our best grads and one of our real heroes.
Groom also tells me Talley stayed in touch with the former director of Ball State's Center for Information and Communication Sciences, Dr. Steve Jones, and that Talley even named his first child after Jones.
He has had 7 children, and he had his first child there. We always remember it because he named the child after Steve Jones, Steve. So, and meant to do that because he enjoyed the classes with Steve Jones.
Ball State University President Jeffrey Mearns says the university values service, and that's exactly what Officer Talley embodied.
It was the character and commitment of Officer Talley that is so inspiring. You know, 2 of those values are courage and social responsibility, meaning service to others. And Officer Talley certainly embodies those values.
Our grads are Ball State. We're not here just for the students who are here, because that's a very transitional thing.
The president of Ball State University tells me they're looking at hosting a special ceremony or a presentation to honor the life of Eric, and we'll have more information about that later on Wish TV. Camila Fernandez, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
All right, Camila, thank you. Also new at 5 o'clock, we just received the police picture of the accused gunman. His name, Ahmed Al-Alawi Alisa. Here's what we know so far. He's 21 years old. The gunman is from a Denver area suburb. He faces 10 counts of first-degree murder. Investigators say he purchased the AR-15 rifle used in the shooting just 6 days ago. We also know that during the incident, the gunman was shot in the leg, but it wasn't until police had the entire grocery store surrounded that he finally surrendered to police.
Suspect in the building. This is the Boulder Police Department. The entire building is surrounded. I need you to surrender now.
Police have not made any public comments about a possible motive. The gunman's brother says the shooter may have been suffering from mental illness.
Meanwhile, President Biden sounding off today about gun reform. He says banning assault weapons and high-capacity magazines would bring down mass shootings.
The United States Senate, I hope some are listening, should immediately pass the 2 House-passed bills that close loopholes in the background check system. These are bills that receive votes of both Republicans and Democrats in the House. This is not and should not be a partisan issue. This is an American issue. It will save lives, American lives, and we have to act.
Biden is calling gun reform bills already passed in the House one of the best tools to prevent gun violence.
The Senate Judiciary